What's up, guys? Welcome to another video. I got to thinking recently. I've been consistently going to the gym and working out now for almost 15 years. So, I would say over half my life. And, the reasons for going to the gym now have transcended past just trying to get in shape, stay in shape, be physically fit, be physically capable. Those are all still things that are really important to me. Those are all still things that I train for. I always try to go to the gym and push myself and get stronger, get a little bit better each day, look a little bit better each day. I definitely still have a lot of physical goals that I'm trying to chase and get after, just like most people who go to the gym, right? But I've realized that the gym has become my therapy, and I think that is a beautiful place to be if you are a lifter. When a lot of people first start out in the gym, they got to find they got to find the motivation, and they got to get disciplined to go to the gym, right? They got to tell themselves, "Hey, all right, I'm going to make it to the gym at least, 3 to 4 times this week. I'm going to spend an hour in there. I'm going to do these workouts, to look up some workouts online or whatever." But they have to try to like fit that into their routine, right? And they got to try to pencil it in amongst all the other things that they got going on in their life. And a lot of times, when people are first getting into the gym and getting and starting to lift, you know, um, it kind of is almost like an inconvenience. Like, all right, I got to try to go to the gym. I got to make time to go to the gym, right? I got to make time to go work out for a little bit, you know? And they're purely just doing it just for the physical benefits, right? Hey, I'm trying to lose 15 pounds. Hey, I want to get a little bit stronger. They might be coming off of some sort of injury, and they had a doctor tell them, "Hey, you need to get to the gym and go work out, right? Try to rehab a certain injury." Or hey, they might have had a doctor tell them, "Hey, you're overweight. You need to start lifting." You know, at this point in my life, at 34 years old, I'm in pretty good shape, right? I'm in pretty decent shape. I've done bulks, I've done cuts. I've lifted heavy weights in the past. You know, I've prepped for competitions. I've trained for sports. I was a football player in my younger days. You know, at this point, I don't really go to the gym with any specific goal in mind, right? Like, I'm not training for a show. I'm not a power lifter. I don't have, numbers that I'm chasing or anything like that anymore. I go to the gym purely because it's just something I love to do, and it allows me to blow off steam. And I've never been happier. I've gone to the gym for like preps. I've lifted and trained for sports, you know. But right now, I can tell you that I crave the gym simply because it makes me feel better. It's a way for me to blow off steam in a healthy and effective manner. And in my opinion, that's such a great place to be. You know, my day feels incomplete when I don't get a chance to work out. It really does. Like, I feel like something is missing. I love the atmosphere of the gym. I love going in there, and the mindset of it's you versus you. Today I'm going to go here and I'm going to train like today. Today was leg day for me. I'm looking forward to going in there and pushing myself, pushing my body. And yes, the physical benefits are nice. Yeah, I'm always trying to grow my quads a little bit bigger. I'm always trying to get my squat a little bit stronger, but I just love the feeling of just going in there and just pushing myself, and just kind of getting making myself a little uncomfortable, right? Because if you're doing it right, your training should kind of push you a little bit. There should be some exercises that make you uncomfortable, and not like you're doing it wrong, not like you're pushing yourself too far, but just like when you're working the muscle, you should feel it a little bit, you know. And in a lot of ways, that's therapeutic. That's absolutely therapeutic. And look, we all go through stuff, right? Like, we all have stresses in our lives. We all have things that we're dealing with, and it could be anything, but when everything is going wrong, or when I'm dealing with some shit, there's nothing that I want to do more than go to the gym. Go to the gym, put my headphones on, put my head down, and just work. And I'm truly there for that. And when I walk out of there, I feel just that much better. You know, in my opinion, there's no such thing as a bad workout. You know, at least I got in there, I fought for a couple hours, and I made myself just a little bit better than I was prior to walking in there. You know, I don't, like I said, I don't really have any like tangible goals, right? Like, yeah, obviously I want to get a little bit stronger and look as good as I can. That's everyone's broad goal, right? Like that's nothing special. Everybody is chasing that. But when you can get to the point where the gym is more mental than it is physical, then you don't necessarily need discipline anymore to get there because it's just a part of your life. I don't have to squeeze the gym into my life. I build my life and my day based on the assumption that I'm going to go to the gym first thing in the morning. You know, I've told you guys in previous videos, you know, I work for the fire department and, you know, we work 24-hour shifts, right? And fortunately, my station has a gym. A lot of firehouses have like a little gym, right? And we're fortunate enough to have a pretty nice setup there, right? And you know, there's nothing better for me than, you know, during the day being able to get at least a good 45 minutes in, even at work, right? Like even at work, just get a little bit of cardio in and just, you know, move some weights around, get a little bit of a pump. That does something to me. It really does. It's like therapeutic for me. And you know, once I'm done with that shift and I get off in the morning after I eat breakfast, the first thing I want to do is go to the gym because that just allows me to unwind and decompress from the previous shift. You know, it's just me, just alone with my thoughts. The gym at this point in my life is far more than just physical. It's way more mental. And I can tell you right now, you know, I think that's a great place to be. And that's really what you should chase. If you're just starting to work out, if you've never worked out before, you want to get the gym to the point where you're doing it more because you need it up here. Because here's the thing: if you keep showing up to the gym and you keep doing your thing and you're on top of your nutrition, the physical results will come. That's just a byproduct. That's what I've realized over time. You know, the physical results, as long as you keep showing up and you push yourself in the gym and you're there for the right reasons, the physical results will come. I promise you that. They have to. If you just embody the lifestyle, if you embody the identity of getting in there and busting your ass and working hard and keeping that promise to yourself, eventually the gym transcends from being something that you do for physical benefit and something it becomes something that benefits you mentally. And I'm telling you right now, that comes with so many different benefits. You know, when I leave the gym, my confidence is much higher. I walk out of there and I feel like I can tackle whatever else is going on for the rest of the day. Moving some weights around, overcoming overcoming the stresses in there, right? Overcoming, you know, a heavy lift, a heavy top set of squats. You know, I kind of pushed myself a little bit with squats today, and it wasn't easy. But once I got done with that, man, like I just had a renewed sense of confidence. Like, man, I conquered that. And it was weight that I've done before. It wasn't anything crazy. It wasn't any like crazy numbers or anything like that. But it was enough to push myself. It was enough for me to feel it. And I got through it. I got through it with good form. I got through it without injuring myself. And I got through with the rest of my workout and did my cardio. And once I was done, I walked out of that gym, man, I felt great. That walk back to my car, I felt like I could tackle the world. I'm like, all right, what's next? That confidence that it gives you, fellas, man, I'm telling you, you can move mountains with that level of confidence. But it all just starts with getting in the gym first. I truly believe every man should try to at least get in the gym 3 to 4 times a week because you're going to see the physical benefits, but you're also going to see a ton of mental benefits as well too. If you're going through something, if life's troubling you, if you're having money problems, get in the gym. I know it sounds like a broad answer to a whole lot of problems, but I'm telling you right now, you know, there's no other way to blow off steam. And I'll say this, you know, if you're really going through some depression or if you really need help, seek help. Seek help. I'm not saying that the gym is a replacement for actual mental health issues and seeing a real doctor. But the gym is a great way to get a hold of things before you begin to spiral. So I would highly, highly recommend, if you're not in the gym, add that to your routine. Find some time. You don't need to be like me and spend 2 hours in the gym. That's not necessary. A good 45 minutes. Just go in there, move some weight around, push yourself a little bit. Push yourself a little bit. Don't go in there and just go through the motions, but actually try to lift some weight that challenges you. And there's a balance with that, right? There's a balance of lifting weight that challenges you, but not lifting so much that you're doing the exercise incorrectly. But try to challenge yourself in the gym a little bit. Get a little uncomfortable. Try to push yourself in there. Make your time in there worth its while. And I guarantee you, whatever's stressing you out, whatever's on your mind, it kind of goes away for a little bit. It goes away for a little bit. Because when you're in there, you're fighting you versus you. When you're in there, when you're under that bar, that you're bench pressing, you're under that bar, you really ain't got to think, you really ain't got time to think about what's troubling you. Because the only thing that matters is getting that weight up off of you. When you're in that squat rack and you got that bar on your shoulders and you're sinking down and you got to come back up with some heavy weight, the only thing matters in that instance is getting that weight back up. All your other problems temporarily at least go away. And you conquer that, when you conquer and you get those little wins over time, little by little, it starts to build your confidence up. And you start to get to a point where you're like, okay, well, I got through this. I can get through anything. I know that sounds crazy. If you're somebody who doesn't normally work out, that might sound wild to you. Like, man, Mac, you being melodramatic, but it's the truth. I'm telling you right now, there's been days I've walked in the gym and have been super stressed out. Something's been bothering me. And I had a good ass workout. I moved some weight. You know what I'm saying? I broke out a sweat. Walked out of there with a pump. And I was like, all right, man, well, shit ain't that bad. I'll figure it out. It's all a mental thing. It's therapeutic. Guys, get in the gym. Get in the gym, get active, get physical, get stronger, change your body. There's no better therapy than that. Guys, thanks for checking me out in this video. Like the video, comment, subscribe. I make a lot of motivational content like this. Yo, we're in this together, guys. Let's keep it going. Take care.